Hey, Tigman.
Alice, how are you?
How you doing, man?
Doing good. It's Tigman, Q103, Albany's rock station, and great to have the legendary Alice Cooper on the phone with us. We're going to see you again here in Albany at the Palace. Alice at the Palace once again.
Palace in Dallas.
I love it. I cannot wait for your show. And every time I've seen you so many times over the years, and you've been through many lineup changes throughout the years, but always a kick-ass band, Alice, with you up on stage, I tell you.
Band I got this time, it's so great to read the reviews, and the first part of the review is about how good the band is.
That's good.
That's great because, I'm used to hearing all the theatrical raves about that, but I love it when they say the three guitar players are amazing, the drummer's beyond belief, the drummer is a bass player. To me, that's really, really great. I love to hear that.
Well, last time I saw you, you had Arianthi, a killer guitarist, with you in the band, and now you have Nita Strauss, one of your, probably the newest member of the band, right? Nita Strauss on guitar?
Nita's a shredder.
She is something else.
She just shreds. She plays like Eddie Van Halen, just a monster guitar player. Easy
on the eyes, too, Alice. Easy on the eyes.
Yes.
Always good to see Ryan Roxy, too, in your band. I love Ryan.
He is and Chuck Garrick have been with me for quite a long time. Tommy Hendrickson on the other guitar, and our drummer, Glenn Stovall, just got voted best drummer in rock and roll. So,
Wow.
It's a pretty decent band.
That's awesome. And, of course, you're also doing stuff, not right now at the moment, I think, but the Hollywood Vampires, too. So you're always keeping busy, Alice.
Yeah, the Vampires thing, I went from one tour to the other tour to the other. I piggybacked the tour 4 times now. And, it's so much fun to play with Johnny Depp and Judy Perry and those guys because we're just paying homage to all of our dead dream friends.
Right.
And, we get to play Jimi Hendrix songs and Doors songs and, T-Rex and all these great bands. And it was all the guys we used to drink with.
It's great. How's Joe doing, by the way? How's Joe Perry doing these days?
Joe's doing great. Joe it had nothing to do with a heart attack, and that was way blown out of proportion.
Yeah.
He would just, we didn't really realize that Aerosmith do 2 shows a week.
Right.
We were our 8th show in 9 days.
Yeah, that'll take its toll, on anybody,
And I think he just dehydrated, really.
I'm glad to hear he's doing well, and of course you're going to keep things going, I'm sure, with Hollywood Vampires, as well as your solo band.
Yeah, I was playing a show in Phoenix on a Christmas special. I call it the Alice Cooper Christmas Pudding Show.
Yeah, you've been doing that a long time. Who's lined up for this year?
This year we got the Vampires, we've got Korn, Jimmy Hagar, and the Gin Blossoms.
What a combination. That is great.
Yeah, it's a great show. And it all goes to Solid Rock Foundation, which is my charity there. I opened a 30,000 square foot place where kids could come in and learn, guitar, bass, drums, and it's all for free. Everything's free.
That's
all
awesome.
All you got to do is learn how to play.
I got to ask you, Alice, 5 years ago, the Hall of Fame induction with members of the original Alice Cooper group, including surviving members, Michael Bruce, Neil Smith, Dennis Dunaway. What was that like for you? And I've also heard possibly you guys recording new music. Is that going to happen?
Well, here's the deal. When the band broke up, we never broke up with any bad blood. There was no lawsuits. There was nothing like that. We just separated, and everybody did their own albums. I did mine. I went out. I did Welcome to My Nightmare was the one that just kind of kicked it off. And we just never really got back together. But any time that I was in Connecticut, sort of where Neil and Dennis are, I would always just come on up on stage and play. So we've always kept that kind of relationship together where we write songs together. If Dennis needs something, I'll do it for him. If Neil needs something, I'll do it, or they'll do stuff for me. And we just started writing material just to kind of see if we can recapture Killer or Love It to Death, that era. And I don't know if it's going to work or not. I hope so.
Well, we hope it does. That sounds really cool. It'd be great to hear all you guys together again working on some new music. That'll be awesome. Alice, got to ask you, I know you love to golf. How about Arnold Palmer's passing? How'd you feel about that? Did you ever meet Arnold?
Oh, Arnold and I were good buddies. I used to... He's sort of like your uncle that would slip you $5 and say, "Don't tell your mom."
Yeah.
He was the cool uncle, and he would always treat me like he'd known me forever. He treated me like I was a rock star. He was a golfer. We were in the same business as far as he was concerned. He used to come up to me, and he worked at Callaway also. And there'd be a bunch of people there, and he'd say, "Alice, come over here." And I'd go over there, and he says, "Here's the new driver. Hit this driver for them." And I'd hit it down the middle, down the middle, down the middle. And he says, "We use Alice." He says, "Instead of Byron, because we know he can hit it down the middle every time."
That's awesome. What a compliment.
Yeah, he was a cool guy. We really dug him.
Well, condolences, Alice. I didn't realize how close you were with the great Arnold Palmer. Rest in peace, Arnold Palmer.
He was sort of the Elvis of golf.
He really was. They called him the king, right? I mean, he really was.
Played golf with him. It was Samuel Jackson, myself, Timberlake, and we were a team with Arnold Palmer. And I told the guys, when we walk up to the green, stay back, because he's going to get a standing ovation. And that's not for us, that's for him.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
I got to ask you about Welcome to My Nightmare, the classic album. Do you think will we see you perform that in its entirety in concert again sometime, or would it maybe even become a Broadway production, the great Welcome to My Nightmare album?
To me, it's written. It's all written. All it has to be is produced on Broadway. There's talk of it. There's all kinds of people involved and interested. I keep getting scripts. So, yeah, I think eventually it will be. Yeah, probably a part one and a part two. I would love to see it on Broadway, and I would actually like to see somebody else play me.
Really? Who would you pick? What Hollywood actor would be best to play you in this?
Well, if Johnny Depp were just a little better looking, he could play me.
Yeah, right? Tell me about it. He could. He might be able to pull it off.
Until he got to break his nose, but he's such a good guy. That guy is.
Well, that's awesome, and hey, maybe we'll see that on Broadway sometime. That would be really cool. Tonight, the Palace in Albany, the big show. Alice at the Palace, you're back. We're going to be hearing the classics, maybe a few covers thrown in.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a full, I think, 25 songs.
Beautiful.
Full Alice Cooper extravaganza. Everything that you think that you may see, and about 20 things more that you're not expecting.
I can't wait to see you for like the 12th time, and I got to meet you one time backstage in Poughkeepsie at the Civic Center, and you signed my School's Out album for me, and it was a highlight of my life, including the pink panties that were still intact. The pink panties were in the album, and you signed them. I'll never forget that.
You know what? Come back and say hi.
I certainly will, Alice. We're looking forward to having you back in the Capital Region.
Okay, man. Thank you.
Thanks for your time.
Bye-bye.